Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's another beautiful day to bill search. So let's go through some pocket money and see if we can find anything worth more than face value. Looks like a stack of some pretty good stuff. I mean, a mix. But anywho, so we'll start off with a Series 2013 $10 bill here. Probably the most common one you'll see in your pocket change searches through paper currency. Without getting into the actual layout of the bill itself, you can check that out on VarietyErrors.com, where we have a breakdown of all the denominations of Federal Reserve notes. First thing I like to look at is the serial number, so if you're new to the video, I'll kind of cover a little bit what we're doing. But other than that, I don't see anything in the serial number as far as a pattern or a fancy serial number. Print-wise, with the actual print of the bill, we don't have any ink smears or ink issues or shifted prints or anything like that. Doesn't seem like anything on the back there. Sometimes people will ask me about stray ink that runs into the white portions of the bill here and over towards the Orion constellation within the tens that are on the right side of the bill here, right side of the back, rather. Generally speaking, those over inks are just kind of heavy inks from the front of the bill. But unless they're dramatic, like you have a whole bunch of green ink or something over here, then I wouldn't say it's collectible or anything like that. Here's a double year note. I mean, these are these are more collectible, less valuable than premium over $1. Now this one does have a slightly double stamped serial number there. You can tell with the little fluffs of color coming off the top of each number and letter respectively. But you know, with double date notes, I hold on to some of them if they're arranged that I think something historically important happened, especially if it's in U.S. history. Unless it's a globally changing thing, then I like to hold on to them as well. So if you had like July 4th, 1776, and it was on, say, a $2 bill where it shows the signing of the Declaration of Independence on the back, then it'd be a really good, date note. But also if you found a range of dates or years around that time period, it'd be something to hold on to as well. I'll set this one aside and let's check the back. Nothing really going on there, but we'll set it aside, why not? Nice and beat up, so it's really detracts from any ability for it to be worth anything over face. I know you can't feel it through the camera, but you can tell from the feel of it. It's been definitely wet at one point. But a 2009 series like this, it's actually hitting over its lifespan. They usually only last about, 6 to 10 years, I think. So it's kind of right at the end of it. Nothing there. Good thing to look for is like a broken ladder. If you have a mix of numbers, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that'd be good, even if it's not in order. If it's in order, either descending or ascending order, then I would say definitely hold on to it as a ladder serial number. Nothing here except for a big old fold and a bunch of gunk all over the bill from just handling it. 2013 series, nothing to talk about on changes of $1 notes. They haven't gone through any changes in a long time, so nothing to reference there. Nothing there. Alrighty. Keep on keeping on. This is an interesting kind of quasi-broken ladder. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Although we do have repetition in the 4s and the 5s, obviously. It would have been really nice if it would have had, with it having 4, 5, 4, 5 on the end, if it would have just had some repetition, say 21, 21, 4, 5, 4, 5. That would have been awesome. I would have held on to that as a repeater fancy serial number. As you can see, some color damage right on the top. Looks like Washington's hair's dyed a little bit in one spot. But personally, not enough of a fancy serial number for me to hold on to unless something's going on with the back of the bill. It doesn't seem to be the case. A little bit torn right here, actually. So, not for me. Now, this is awesome. This is a radar note. Actually, I have not come across one of these in a while. I mean, really beat up. So I'm kind of let down there. I wish it was in better condition. You might be saying, what is a radar note? Well, radar, just like the word radar, it can be read forward and backwards. So, of course, that you can call that an ambigram, I guess, as well. But 0296 6920, so obviously backwards the same, 0296 6920. Other than that, just really beat up, but that's really neat. I love radar notes, and I only have a few of them that I've come across actually bill searching. I have a few others that were given to me from friends of mine. That's really cool. I'm excited about that. That's a great find, I think, so I'm going to hold on to that one for sure. A little bit of an over ink here on this 2013 $1 note. As we know, that's super common. It's right down here at the bottom as well. So nothing to talk about there. This has been folded across and upward. Actually, it's been folded a few times. Nothing there. A little spider above the $1 there. Everybody knows about that, though. Just part of the design. They only changed the design 60 years ago with In God We Trust. Aside from that, the $1 note has not undergone any real changes. So this little thumbprint looking thing here is actually just a press through of Washington's jacket. Nothing there. And nothing in the serial number. 2013, so more, well, not the newest series. 2017 would be. This one's got a little lack of color in Washington's coat there. That usually explains the... Now we can kind of show a good example of why this bill has that excess there. When they're wet, they're stacked prematurely before they're dried out, and it transfers ink over to the back of the other bill. So it's almost like it's not an error because it's not something really to do. Now, if a bunch of ink was transferred over, you could see the depiction or like an outline of Washington on the back of the other note, then I'd be all for it for an error note. Otherwise, I just kind of consider it such a commonality amongst basically all ones that it's not collectible. As you can see, it's on this guy too. A little bit of damage here, torn up, all beat up. This is like a crisp $5 note. Sweet. Ah, it's got his buddy below it, so I guess lucky me. Okay, cool. This is a date note. Both of them are. It's actually one day. It's May the 4th be with you. One day after my birthday, which is the 3rd of May. But I get asked about this quite a bit. So, yes, it's more common to have a block of date, birthday notes, and, you know, May 4th, 1427, May 4th, 1428. The next one would be 29, 30, so on and so forth. Very cool, and to the right person, I think maybe as a collectible factor, you could probably get maybe a buck or two above face value, right? But unless we had something, say, May 4th, whatever, 1992, then that's a current person's birthday, obviously, so then having all those years, you could have a plethora and variety, albeit all the same denomination, of birthday note that you could probably sell to people at a bigger premium than $5, whereas in this case, 1427 is a date that's obviously surpassed at this point. So more collectible than valuable, but still really cool. I mean, you know, if I had the whole run, you'd be talking tons of bills that are all date notes, obviously. So it's very common. I think it's just more novelty-wise cool. But, you know, hey, let's look at the back of the bill for this one. We'll look at the other one in a moment. I'm more psyched about that radar note. I haven't pulled one of those in a while. So I think the last one was probably probably close to 2 years ago, really. I mean, not that they're that uncommon. Maybe I'm just unlucky. But I'm stoked about that one, though. Now, this is a newer series here. It is kind of missing a little bit of print. That's damage. So you can see it actually got, well, you can't really, but it actually got folded. Kind of pinched. But anyway. Only difference here is the signatures, of course. Same with the other guys. Nothing there. Hey, another one. 2, 3, 4, 5. So, interesting. I didn't hold on to that other one, obviously, because it's just not abnormal enough for me. But this one's actually close to a radar as well. So, I mean, it's not, but very close with the same numbers here in the middle. If we almost got rid of this 4 on the end here. 4, 3, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4. But unfortunately, we were close, but no luck on that. Still funny enough that we found 2 of those very similar. Man, a nice crisp 2017 note. So this one was just recently put into old circulation probably. Or they just got it from the bank rather. Nothing in the serial number. Same dealio with just kind of transfer of ink a little bit. This is a more excessive, but still within acceptable means. So I wouldn't call it collectible or above face value, but something to keep an eye out for is that heavy ink transfer. I have seen ones where it's got almost a whole replica of the other bill basically stamped on there, and then in that case I would definitely hold on to it. 2009. I see a lot of 2009s that have shifts in the seals here. You'll notice typically that if it's shifted in the seal, it's shifted also in the serial number a little bit. They kind of coincide. When one's shifted, typically the other is. So this one's got some damage to the back, been folded up. Getting down there, only a few bills left. Some cool finds. I'm really stoked about both, well, that radar note primarily, and then we got a small, like, double date note going on. So, and it's double stamped, so it's still something to hold on to for at least the time being. Getting down there, this one's got some damage to the corner. Not that that matters for just spending it as a buck, but just like anything, if it was collectible, that would detract from value, of course. I mean, some things more than others. If a bill's a little beat up, most people understand it's in circulation, and then once you get it graded, then it's going to be sealed at that point. So you can kind of keep it in the same condition you found it as. A little bit of shift in this seal. It should be sitting more towards the center of this E, well, the first portion of this E, rather. Nothing in the serial number on that bad boy. Same kind of extra stuff here. Nothing there. So, what did we hold on to? First was our first find, I think. It's definitely a fun note. Not as uncommon as the radar that we did find also, but a double year note. But mainly it's got a little bit of a double tag on that serial number, which is nice to kind of have 2 different things going on. And I think the better of the finds is this radar note. Although very beat up, you can comment on that. I know it's nice and beat up and circulated, but I love radar notes. I think it's a neat serial number. There's not too many like it in each series run, obviously, or it's at least less common than, say, that double date note, and some date notes in general. But I'm really stoked about this find. Let me know what you've come across in your bill and coin searches lately in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for joining the channel if you're new. And either way, I will see you in the next video.